Welcome to the Living in Utah live question and answer session here. Thursday evening. I try to make it every Thursday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 o'clock if you're joining us on the East Coast. Not much has changed over the last week in the state of Utah. A little bit of news on the interest rate front and what's happening around the country. The Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Powell, met yesterday, made an announcement that there will not be an interest rate hike at the current moment. That could always change. He has not signaled that the rates would go up or down. Right now, I think they're just in a wait and see mode where we're going with everything. A lot of the numbers that are coming out that the Fed is looking at to determine if they should raise the interest rates. One of those numbers was released today, unemployment claims. It's a weekly number. It's a weekly number. So the numbers come out every week. So today's unemployment claims were an increase above what they had projected. That is a number that the Fed looks at to determine if they want to raise interest rates. They want to see the unemployment numbers go up. And today's reading was an increase over what was projected. Tomorrow is a big number, non-farm payroll. It's a number that is calculated or released only once a month. It's usually the first Friday of the month, and that number is released tomorrow. So we'll see how those numbers go. That will help steer the Federal Reserve to determine if there will be an interest rate hike in the future. But we've had quite a few months now, I think going all the way back to the summer, sometime in the summer, July, August, since the last interest rate increase. So we've gone probably 6 months with no interest rate increase. So to me, that's good news. There was, about a year ago, there were reports in newspapers and internet, and people projected interest rates going up to 10, 11, 12%. That did not happen. They did climb, but not that high. And personally, I don't think they're going to go that high at the current moment. Everything seems to be stabilized at pretty much one rate, I should call it. Not really like a standard rate, but we have been floating around for about the last 6 months on the same rate. So tonight, I'm going to cover what is happening in the real estate market. Basically, I try to give you the numbers on the average price of a home in some of the counties in the state of Utah. I choose about 5 counties, the popular counties that a lot of people ask about, 6 counties actually. Are we going up in price, down? How many homes have sold? And this is an average price. I do not exclude or include. It includes homes and townhomes and condos. Just it's a average number when you combine all of it together. So it does give a great perspective on where the market is going. Are we seeing in a particular county significant price increases or significant price decreases? And I'm not too sure what the numbers are going to show at the moment. I have not looked at the report. Let's take a look. Let's start up north with the furthest county north that we have, Cache County, cities like Logan, Utah. Last month, January 2024, the average price was $418. A little bit of a drop from $425. And back in November, we were $435. So about a $10,000 decrease, and then about a $7,000 decrease January of 24. Of course, those numbers were an increase over last September, October. Of course, September is still nicer weather, more people out looking at homes during that time period. Let's drop down to the next county down, Box Elder County, Tremont, Brigham City, some of the popular cities. 425 for January, exact same as December. So prices pretty much holding steady. When I see back in September, October, 420 to 427 to 432, pricing has stayed pretty steady in that county. So are the sales numbers. 36 last month, 41 in December, 40 in November. No real big significant increase or decreases. How about the next county down? Weber County. Ogden, Roy, West Haven, Pleasant View, Plain City, South Ogden, North Ogden. Coming in at 419, 350 in January. A little bit of an increase from 410. This particular county, a little bit of a decrease in the number of homes sold. December, we were about 236, dropped down to about 174 in January, which is a decrease over the previous 5 to 6 months. But the average price up there at about 419, almost getting back up to the price we were at in, say, November or October, a little bit. So not a huge increase. Next county south, Davis County. Let's take a look at Davis County. $490,000, the exact same as December, and almost the same as November, 499, 495, and even in October, 493. I would say this county is pretty much steady across the board. Home sales 215, 239 in December, 220 in November. So, November, January, those numbers are for the winter months staying about the same. Pricing is about the same. No significant changes. How about the largest county we have? Salt Lake County. Going to be 500,000 at the end of January, right on the dot, 500K. It's as if I printed those numbers out. In December, 489, November, 499, 499, 950. So the January number was almost exactly the same as the November number. So once again, no significant increases or decreases in price that I can really see. But when we look at the count, we're down to 654 homes. In December, we were 829. A little bit of a decrease. I would even say maybe a significant decrease, a little. So we'll see how those numbers play out in February. Something to keep an eye on. All right. Next county down, Utah County. Cities like Provo, Orem, Eagle Mountain, Lehigh. 485. A little bit of a bump from 476, but very close to the November number of 483. So no significant increase or decrease, about the same. Transaction count, though, once again, another county that I'm seeing a decrease, 473 compared to 603 in December. And it was 530 in November, 530 transactions. So a little bit of a decrease, something I'll keep an eye on for next month, those two counties in particular. We drop down to the southern part of the state. The largest county in southern Utah, which would be Washington County. Let's take a look. So 577, 500. Very close to the December numbers of 575. But those two numbers are an increase overall over the last 6 months. We were 550, 495, up to 537, up to 575, and then 577. So I would say we have been increasing prices over the last 4 to 5 months in this particular area of the state. Transactions, 130 transactions, an increase over December and an increase over November. Seems to be, as opposed to Utah County and Salt Lake County, prices increased, transactions are increasing a little bit. So top half of the state, bottom half of the state, a little bit different. So that's the numbers that we have, or that the division, the multiple listing service provides me on the sales data. No big changes. A little bit of an increase there in southern Utah. A couple things for me to keep an eye on would be Salt Lake County and Utah County when I'm seeing the transaction count go down some, where the counties north of Salt Lake County have pretty much been holding steady. We'll see how that pans out next couple months. There's no more questions this evening. I'm going to call it an evening, and I hope to be back next week. Take care and stay safe.